What's up? This is Jeff from BKJmacTV, and this is the BKJmac podcast experience. Coming to you live on this late night from Brooklyn, New York. Let's get to it. Draymond Green has been indefinitely suspended by the league. Indefinitely. So everybody thought he was going to get 10 games, that it was going to be a 10-game suspension. But the NBA surprised everybody today, everybody in the media world that watches, that covers the NBA, and by making this announcement as an indefinite suspension. So it's just kind of crazy. So right now we're going to go to ESPN. Kendra Andrews wrote this article titled NBA Suspends Draymond Green Indefinitely, Cites Repeated History. All right, here we go. Let's jump onto this article. Golden State Warriors forward Draymond Green has been suspended indefinitely by the NBA for striking Phoenix Suns center Joseph Nurkic in the face during Tuesday's night's game, the league announced Wednesday. Green received a flagrant foul 2 for striking Nurkic and was ejected for the third time this season, according to the NBA's release. The indefinite suspension takes into account Green's repeated history of unsportsmanlike acts. So I was watching this game on Tuesday night, and when I saw the hit, I was like, in real time, before they did the replays, I was like, what the F? I couldn't believe it. I was like, what the fuck? How did this happen? Like, why would he do something like that? And I saw Nurkic on the floor holding his face. And I was like, tell me I just did not just see this bullshit. Did Draymond really just do this? Did he really just do this? And I just couldn't believe it. And once they showed the replay, I was like, oh yeah, he really did this one. This is a flagrant 2. He is out of this game. So when the ref signaled to review the footage, and it only took them 5 minutes when they realized it. Yep, automatic ejection, out of the game, and he goes running out of the arena with a Golden State Warrior personnel, and they go right to the back. It's in hostile territory. This game is in Phoenix. Remember, Golden State was in the midst of making a comeback. Kevon Looney had been benched because, honestly, he was playing like hot garbage. Kevon Looney, your days is literally over in the NBA. You should literally just retire because you just don't got it no more. You just can't play on that level no more. But anyway, Draymond was playing the stretch 5 role, and he was coming off. This was his. He had been suspended by the NBA 2 times prior. So this is him coming back, and they were playing well. The team relies on Draymond Green, and he did this dumb move. Very, very dumb move, and it was horrible. The league said the penalty handed down by Operations Chief Joe Dumas begins immediately. This is already Green's second suspension this season. So he's been ejected 3 times, but this is his second suspension in the league. And it's like, come on, man. You're losing money, first of all, to these suspensions. You're losing money. You already lost over $700,000 for those 5 games. And now you're going to lose how much more money? It's just ridiculous at this point. It's really ridiculous. The league states he will be required to meet certain league and team conditions before he returns to play. That's what the NBA stated on Wednesday night. So whatever that means, team conditions and league requirements. We don't know. Will Draymond get in contact with the Players Association? Maybe they'll negotiate what those mandates are going to be. We got to see what's going to happen. Nurkic said that brother needs help. Mentally, he needs help. Charles Barkley said that maybe he's losing his edge. Maybe he's getting outplayed and he's doing certain stuff that, he can't do no more. Athletes who play defense, particularly in basketball, they have a tendency to lose their legs. They're the ones that go out first before offensive players. Now, once you start losing your legs and your ability to play strong defense, and guys are just getting by you, it kind of hurts your pride. And maybe he's dealing with some hurt pride. But obviously, it can't be that bad because Golden State said, we're going to invest $100 million in you. They still see something in you. So clearly, Draymond still got it, but he needs to work through his mental health issues because he's doing stuff that's ridiculous, that's literally hurting his team. And they mentioned earlier on NBA, on TNT, or was it NBA? Let me see. It was NBA TV, and they were talking about how Steph Curry is having a good season. I wouldn't say a great season, but he's having a good season starting out. He's putting up numbers, he's getting rebounds, getting assists, and this is certainly has been a distraction to Steph Curry's good season. And honestly, I think now without Draymond Green, it puts a little bit more pressure on Steph Curry to really carry this thing, because let me tell you something, Klay Thompson, I don't know, this guy has disappeared. His offense has disappeared off the map. I mean, Klay Thompson, he was always to me a spot-up shooter who played defense and a spot-up three-point shooter. He wasn't the guy that was going to be creative. He wasn't going to shake you off the dribble. He wasn't going to hit you with no fadeaway. He was a guy that was just like a spot-up three-point shooter, played really great defense. But I think because he tore his ACL, he tore his Achilles, all the injuries he has had to deal with, I think has really took a toll on him as a player. And I think he has to try to figure out, can he still be that same player? Because I'm going to tell you right now, he will never be that same player ever again. He's entered a new zone where now he has to change his game. And I blame Coach Kerr on this one. I blame the coaching staff on this one, because they're not utilizing Klay Thompson in a new way. They're not making him make easier baskets where he get his points up, where he can be able to contribute to the team better. And I think that's led to the frustration of Draymond Green, and Draymond Green doing what he's been doing. And now he's gotten himself suspended indefinitely by the league. Honestly, the play was dirty itself. It was not something the league wants to see happen for the product, for the game. A lot of money is invested in the league, and this kind of puts a black eye on the NBA. Green, Warriors general manager Mike Dunleavy Jr. and Green's agent Rich Paul are expected to meet Thursday to start discussing a path of counseling and assistance for Green to move forward. Sources told ESPN's Adrian W. The league didn't want to put a specific number on the suspension, but wants to allow Green the time he needs to deal with the challenges he's facing. So apparently the league wants to make sure he's okay. They can't put a certain number on it, but they want him to make sure that he's okay, that he gets his stuff in order. Green will be docked $153,941 per game if his suspension is fewer than 20 games, and $202,922 per game if it's more than 20 games. Green's 3 ejections are tied for the most in the season. His first came after he picked up 2 technical fouls against the Cleveland Cavaliers on November 11. His second occurred against the Minnesota Timberwolves on November 14 when he put Rudy Gobert in a headlock. The NBA suspended Green for 5 games after the latter incident, with the league citing Green's history as a repeat offender for the length of the suspension. Green was ejected with 8 minutes and 23 seconds left in the third quarter Tuesday after he swung and hit Nurkic in the head while defending him. At first, while Green's back was turned to Nurkic, he repeatedly held Nurkic off of him. Eventually, Green turned and hit Nurkic in the head with his hand. Officials deemed the foul a flagrant 2 after a video review. I am not the one to apologize for things I mean to do, but I do apologize to Joseph because I didn't intend to hit him, Green said after the game. I sell calls with my arms, so I was selling the call and I swung and unfortunately I hit him. I think he was just trying to draw a call when he swung his body, but I think as he swung his body, his arm turned in a certain direction, which I don't think Green meant to do, and I think it was by accident, but it was enough to cause it caused an ugly situation on TV. The Warriors have made it very clear to Green that they need him on the floor. That need is greater now than ever as Golden State sits at 10-13. With two of its most important players, Klay Thompson and Andrew Wiggins, struggling. And don't get me started on Andrew Wiggins. Don't get me started. Right now, as we go down this article, everybody, Kerr acknowledges the fact that they need him. Green acknowledged Kerr's message. Like I said, if I intended to do that, then I would feel awful about not being there. Green said, but my intentions were just to sell the foul. Draymond is just Draymond at this point, and the suspensions will be addressed on Thursday, and they'll try to figure out with his agent and the NBA and the Players Association what they will do. What is the pathway to get back into the NBA, into the game? His mental health seems a little bit out of whack right now, and he needs to get his mental health back in order before he steps on the court. I feel sorry for Draymond Green, but I feel sorry for Nurkic for having to deal with such a hit to the face like that. You know, mental health is very important. I play basketball, and I've dealt with a lot of guys who have mental health issues, who always try to put hands on somebody, or who threatens violence against somebody. They really deal with some real life mental health issues. So mental health issues is real, and Draymond needs to deal with his mental health before he steps back on the court, because in the league this type of act is not warranted. This is the NBA. No acts of violence should be warranted in the world of sports. Honestly, you know, it's a competitive nature. It's to create a sense of exercise, camaraderie, not violence. It's supposed to stay away from the violent gestures. And hopefully Draymond Green gets his head in order. All right. Thank you for listening to this episode of the BKJmac podcast experience. Peace, love, always. One.